Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, it's a real pleasure to be here this evening and to meet you all. Round about 75% of our globe is covered in the oceans. About 50% of the oceans are deep oceans, and we actually know about an equivalent of about 2 whole football pitches of that area in any detail at all. That gives you an impression of just how little we know about a major part of our planet. And in addition to that, about 5/6 of Scotland is actually ocean. So what we do at St Andrews is try to look at the oceans from a Scottish point of view in a global context. And what I want to do is just give you a little bit of an idea of how we project that to our students and through our research to the rest of the world from St Andrews. So we're researching the oceans from St Andrews. This has actually come as a result of St Andrews coming rather late to ocean science. It was as late as 1884 that St Andrews actually took up ocean science with a professor called William Mackintosh. And William Mackintosh brought to St Andrews an idea that was really quite unique at that time, and that's that humans can actually affect the oceans. And he did that through his research, actually basically in the Firth of Forth, looking at the effects of fisheries on the oceans. That theme is what we carry through today at St Andrews. We are looking at the interface between man and the oceans, this major part of the planet that we live in. Many of you will recognise on your left here what was the Gatti Marine Laboratory. It's a 19th century building. It was built in 1896 and we still occupy it today. It's still functional, but ocean science has moved on a lot since Mackintosh's day. No longer do scientists spend long periods of time at sea in woebegone parts of the world. Most of the time we spend actually in our laboratories these days because we're working on molecular science, and also we're working on what's called remote sensing. We actually gather a lot of our data remotely from these distant parts. And I want to show you a little bit about some of the data that we actually gather in my own area of marine science. We have about 300 staff at St Andrews who are associated with Scottish Oceans Institute. The Institute itself is what we call a sort of dispersed institution or a virtual institution. But we're trying actually, I'll just back up there actually, we're trying actually to put together a new building for this institute, actually in the North Hall. It won't be down in the East Stands where the Gatti Marine Laboratory is. And this building will be a state-of-the-art facility to allow scientists to do the molecular biology and the remote sensing in a way that is completely competitive on a world stage. But as part of that process, we're also assimilating other activities, and I just want to illustrate something that has just been announced, which is a collaboration we're putting together with the University of London to operate the Millport Marine Station on the west coast of Scotland. This gives us another string to our bow. We then get access to research vessels and scientific diving, and we can give our students a whole new set of experiences as a result of that. We're able to build on this, and the current activities where we take students to places like Iceland. We had one field course in the Antarctic last year, and another one in Australia. This is an important part of our development because we are actually competing with some of the big American institutions for students, and we have to be able to supply very high quality student experiences. So we can actually send students to sea now and train them in those activities. But I want to turn now to some of the research that we do, and I'm going to illustrate this by my own research, which is in marine mammals. In the Scottish Oceans Institute, we research everything from microbes to whales, from the large-scale oceanography to small-scale physical processes in the oceans.